How's it going, guys? Dre here, and welcome back to another episode of Besiege. Today, we're starting off with another game inside of Besiege. This one is Boogle Dino. Now, Boogle Dino is a Google Chrome game where you're a dino and you have to get as far as you can inside what looks to be like a desert. So, yeah, basically, you just duck the birds and try and jump over the cactuses, and you get from point A to point B. I gotta say, it's getting more and more impressive, the amount of games inside of Besiege now, and this one's probably the most fluid one. I like that you actually have a ducking mechanism as well. I have no idea what happens when we hit something, but obviously that's not the goal, so I'm gonna see how long I can last here, and yeah, I don't know what a high score is in this game, but I'm hoping I'm doing at least okay. Alright, so it might just be my mind playing tricks on me, but I feel like it's going, damn it, slightly faster too. And it looks like, yeah, we did hit an end game there, and we're starting out again. So it's a very simple game. Basically, just have to get as much points as possible, and yeah, not let anything hit the good old dino here. I'm always curious how these things work, but we can never really find out just by looking at the screen. But you can see the pixels that they use to actually do this. It's pretty cool that it's actually an animated pixel sequence. So yeah, that is, oh my god, you can follow it with the camera. That is so cool. So yeah, I attach myself to that pixel, and that is a really weird experience. Playing a video game where you're following the character with the camera. But yes, that is Boogle Dino. I do like to show you guys, I feel like I'm jumping higher. Did I ever hit the top before? Hold on, we have to do some science here. Okay, so I must have hit the top. I'm just totally crazy. But yes, that is Boogle Dino. Once again, another game inside of Besiege. And moving on to another modded map. Now, this one is really excited for myself personally, because I think if you guys know my history, you know I like to play in mud with vehicles. But yes, this is the first map that has not real mud, but mud physics in Besiege. So if we check out this stuff, okay, so yeah, as I assumed, it's gonna be a big block of mud, and I think you can just move that up or down. And yeah, the whole goal is to be able to get through this. So what we're driving right now should not be able to get through it. This is a Bugatti Type 35. I figured we'd start with something that, you know, it's obviously not going to be able to do it, and then we'll go on to maybe something that indeed can. So, gotta say, I really like the look of this map, too. A lot of detail went into this. Oh, in the distance, there's actually... Whoa, we're on, like, a water. This is weird. Alright, but yeah, the map's really cool looking as well, so we're gonna get into this. Now, I do know I did test this, and I know how slow I have to make it. Unfortunately, this is very physics-focused, so you gotta slow down the game quite a bit. Anyways, let's get in there and see what this mud... Oh, yeah, you can see the lag is affecting me even now. If I slow it down even more, we might actually be able to do it. There we go. So yes, this is mud physics in Besiege, guys. Obviously, it's not gonna, you know, compare to something like spin tires, but ooh, we got on top of the surface. We're not sucked in anymore. We actually might be able to make it through this with this car. That would be, pretty damn impressive. This thing that actually has a boost on it. Let's see if we can use it here. I have it engaged, but the mud is definitely affecting us. Gotta say, I love it. It doesn't look like mud at all, obviously, but I love the whole pixel art style. It's basically a pixel pool of sinking sand. Alright, so the Bugatti Type 35, a very cool looking car, by the way. We'll probably check this out later with a different map as well, but definitely wasn't able to make it. It actually surprised me, though, that it made it this far. Let's try something that's a little bit more off-road focused. Well, I bet you expected an off-road car or something, but obviously a tank should make pretty easy work of this. This is a very big tank, though. This is the TL-17 Type 2 Van Fleet tank. This might be too much for my PC. We'll see in a second here. Oh, this is so much better. Check it out. So it's spreading its weight throughout the whole length of the track, obviously, and that allows it to not sink down. And, yeah, it does work just like real mud. Obviously not exactly the same, but you can see that this tank is having absolutely no problem getting through this, and that's what tank treads are really made to do, get through rough terrain. Now, you can see in the back there, that's actually water as well. So, yeah, there's water underneath the mud as well, which is really, really cool. So, officially, we did find something that can make its way through it. I figured this would have a very easy chance. Let's try some of the things that are maybe a little bit smaller and might have a little bit more of a struggle, because this is awesome. I've never seen anything like this. Okay, that was my bad. I should have realigned that. This thing's going faster than I clearly thought it was. I mean, you gotta remember, we're only at 13% speed right now, so that thing was actually flying through that. I just love the little trail it makes so you can see exactly where you go. That is so freaking cool. All right, we got a McLaren P1. Now, obviously, this is not designed for mud, but my logic is we might be able to go so fast we just kind of skip over it, because this is not real mud, obviously. This is just blocks that I think slowly fall down. So, yes, my assumption was correct. This thing's just too damn fast to even be affected by the mud. So, I thought that would work, and I can't believe it actually did. That's awesome. Now, this thing should definitely have no problem. This is what I thought I would have to use to actually successfully do this. I mean, it's fast, it's a buggy, it's built for off-roading, and, oh yeah, you can see it actually got more grip once that kind of sunk into the ground. No problem at all. That it's officially the fastest as well. Beat out the McLaren, guaranteed, and, yeah, that was pretty damn easy. Okay, and one final thing I wanted to try, the ATTE, a legendary vehicle. It should be good at off-roading, but I think this one might be too heavy. It depends on how many blocks this thing has. Actually, it doesn't look like it has too many blocks, so we might not run into many problems. It's not going very fast, though, and if we don't get through the mud quickly, it's definitely gonna get stuck. I mean, this thing just fits in here. Look at the size of it. I was hoping just due to the size it would affect it, but oh yeah, it's having no problem at all, man. This is an 8-wheeled beast, obviously. I love how everything perfectly fits in here as well. It's like I planned this out when I clearly didn't. All right, so obviously the mud, not too bad in Besiege. We've had a pretty successful run here. Obviously, we only had one major fail, and that was kind of intentional. So yeah, it was actually really easy to get a lot of the off-roading focused vehicles through this, which is kind of how it should be. Now, I'd love to see a map that goes deeper into this and maybe has different difficulties of mud pits. You know, some that sink faster, some that sink slower, just like in real life. But that was really, really cool. Such a unique experience. Well, I'm pretty sure that mud piece is just happy to see me, but yeah, I wanted to do a time lapse to see what would happen, and over time, it definitely does sink. I think if we gave it a good few hours, it might actually totally sink, but that's just because of how deep this thing is. Really cool to see how this thing works. And I wanted to test one final thing, because we've tested a lot of vehicles on the mud, but I want to see what happens when an explosion happens on the mud. So, yeah, I just made a quick structure here to put 2 bombs on top of the mud, and we'll see what happens when it falls onto it. Now, for some reason, if you're wondering why there's random blocks here, I can't seem to delete the rest of my craft, and I have no idea why. I'm trying to do it right now, and it's just not working. Doesn't really matter. The whole point's to explode near the mud, so, yeah, we'll just let this happen. So here we go. I'm spawning it in, and we're gonna be going very, very slow, because I think this thing is gonna definitely lag out my PC the moment that explosion happens, because I don't know what this mud's gonna do. It's probably just gonna be pushed downwards. That's what I think's gonna happen, but you never know until you try. So, yeah, we're almost there, and it's gonna be one explosion after another. So there we go. Bam! Oh, please tell me does it not affect it that much? Okay, so yeah, we've done the explosions, obviously. I was expecting to see a crater, but it might just be that one block that it actually hits, and then the rest was maybe unaffected, and I'm thinking that's exactly what happened. My God, are you serious? That is some sturdy friggin' mud, guys. I expected that to have a huge crater in it, so a little bit of a bummer there, but you know what? This is built for off-roading, and it does a very good job at that. And moving on to our next design, we got this big old beast. This is the SQ-33 walking tank. I mean, how cool is this thing? It looks absolutely horrifying. Looks like it should actually be in Star Wars. It looks like an AT-ST kind of. So what I'm gonna do, we actually have some side cannon shots on this tank. This thing is fully loaded. You can see the weapons on the side. It's actually an impressive amount. So I'm gonna try and blow up the castle here just by using my side cannons. We'll see what happens. Doubt we'll actually be able to do it, but I've been surprised before. So here we go. Okay, I don't know why I doubted myself. That's a lot of cannons, man. All right, I gotta say, this is a damn good walker, too. Usually these things get destroyed if you gotta go over any rough terrain. This one kind of just hops about, as you can see. Not a real care in the world. I mean, it is a tank after all, so it doesn't have much to worry about. Obviously, we can shoot the other side if we want as well. I don't think we'll really need that help, so, yeah, let's pull back here and see if we can actually use the cannon. All right, that should be far enough. Now, we can control the turret. Of course, this is a tank after all, and it actually has a pretty good reticle on it. Now, The one downside about this tank is you cannot aim this up or down, only left or right. So it has to be within range height-wise or you're not going to be able to shoot them. So obviously, we're all loaded up. Let's see what happens. There we go. Of course, we damaged it a bit, but unfortunately, we weren't able to take the whole thing down. And I forgot to put infinite ammo on. Now, the only other thing it has is these weird machine gun shots. They're actually aimed upwards, though. So maybe we can lob the shots over there. That would be great. But yeah, I haven't figured out how to lower them. I don't even think you can. But yeah, a lot of weapons on this thing. I just love the way this thing walks. It's a great walker. Kind of looks like the steampunk age of tanks or something, and these actual legs are really impressive as well. You can see the suspension in them. Very good at getting over rough terrain. So yeah, that once again is the SQ-33 walking tank. An absolutely awesome, you know, kind of steampunkish tank design. And next up, we have a hydraulic press in Besiege, ladies and gentlemen. This is, oh my god, this thing is huge. So this, I figured we would, you know, start with the tank here. Obviously, this thing's pretty complex anyways, and it should be fun to slowly destroy it. But yes, the giant hydraulic press. Now, this thing's actually pretty cool. It's not just a press. It's actually got 9 different modes that you can use from a normal press. So let's try that out. And, oh, it actually destroyed something already. That's kind of interesting. Oh, that was actually really cool. I probably should have slowed that down, but we have the benefit of resetting it and trying it again. So that was the normal press. That was actually pretty fast. There's also a fast press, so I'm going to slow it down a bit. And, oh, I actually shot as well, but that's the fast press. Same as the normal pretty much, except obviously a little bit faster. I don't know what's going on with the shadows there. And then we got the double press, so it's probably going to... Oh, I didn't even notice. You can see the lever over there working as well. This is really, really impressive. The detail that went into this one is pretty damn cool. So it's going to be 2 normal presses, obviously back and forth, I'm assuming. So let's actually speed this up. And here it goes again. I mean, it's already totally destroyed, so it's not really going to change too much. But maybe if you put a fire creation in there or something, the fire would spread. It would be pretty cool to watch. All right, what's up next? The 90% press. I actually like that, so it's not going to go all the way down. So you have a little bit of a craft left, maybe. There we go, 90%, and, I mean, it's still a pile of rubble, but they're slightly bigger pieces. All right, and now we're getting into the weird ones. Burst press, I have no idea what that means, but it probably is just going to do it multiple times. Oh, that was cool. Okay, so yeah, just slow and then really, really fast. Beam burst press, no idea. Oh, that's the beam. Okay, so, maybe we should put the thing in the middle then. It probably wants that, and then it's going to burst it at the end? Is that what? No, it was just a beam. Okay. Does that affect anything? Let's find out. I only moved this guy because the shadows are here, and I didn't want it to affect us. But clearly with the beam, we have to be in the middle, so I doubt this is going to change much, but it might react differently. Okay, so it kind of spreads it out and lets it fly everywhere. Nothing too much different, though. Now we have beam burst press, so that will probably be a little bit more cool. It should expand these out a lot faster. There we go. That was actually, yeah, that's what I like. I like when not everything is just underneath the hydraulic press. 2 more to do. Layers press. I don't know what that... Oh, okay, so yeah, it slowly goes down, and oh, that's actually... I wish it was a little bit smaller in terms of the layer size, because this is a pretty big creation, and it's not even close to filling this thing up. All right, and the developer's favorite, explosive press. Oh, that's really, really cool. So it's actually about the same size, and, well, we didn't see... Okay, we have to slow that down to see what's going on in there, because what happens first? Does the explosion affect it, or does the squishing just happen at the same time? Because they're about the same size. Actually, my tank's a little bit taller. All right, here we go again. Let's see. We're going to have to kind of squeeze in here and see this go off. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, obviously the explosion. It's too hard to see, man. And by the time we can actually see, the thing is totally closed. So, you know what would be cool if this thing was clear or something so we could see what was going on inside of it. But obviously, that's probably too much to ask for. So, yeah, that's the hydraulic press. Is there anything bigger that we can put in there? Oh, yes, please. Yes, please, so much. All right, what are we going to want to do with this? This is actually a flyer as well. I'm just trying to think what would be cool in this. Let's try... I like the 90% press. That was probably my favorite. So let's do that. We shot some bullets as well, which actually makes us slide because, again, we are flying. So this is actually a perfect creation to use because it's kind of flying off the ground, so it might damage it a bit even at the top. There it goes, and 90% is going to be the majority of the hull. You can see it squishing itself inside of itself. Yes. And is it going to affect the hull at all? Yes, it will. There we go. Flatten like a pancake. And that's pretty much it. So we'll just speed it up a little bit. Yeah, that's a lot of wood there, guys. Let's try the beam burst press, because that's just going to go right in the middle of the boat, and that's it. Oh, it's floating sideways. You better hurry up. You better hurry up. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so that was the hydraulic press. A really cool design. I love that you can actually... Oh, you can even see the numbers over there. There's a lot of work that went into this design. I just love this little computer even, because it actually presses the button that you want, and yeah, it does exactly what you want it to do. So that is just so cool. All right, guys, and on that, we're going to wrap up another episode of the Best Besiege Creations. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, checking out some truly awesome and a lot of unique designs this week. That's nice to see, because it's been a while where we've had some truly unique designs. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, if you want to check out any of the creations that were featured in this episode, the links should be in the description. If they're not, just let me know, and I should add any ones I do indeed miss, but they definitely should all be in there. So yeah, we'll wrap it up here, guys. As always, thanks for watching and liking, and I'll see you in the next one.